Hello, hello, hello. We are live. Today it's just me and Demisio here. Today we are going to discuss Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, season 13, episode 8. Esopha-Gate is its name. Hi, Demisio.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Pretty fair for a square. How was your day?
Uh, it was a day.
It was
It was a day.
yeah, that's usually how it happens. It's a day.
It's a day, girl.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and get into it. But before we
Hey.
do that, a couple things we do want to do is one, we want to go ahead and rate the episode 1 through 10. What you looking at?
Mm, I'll give it a hmm. I'll give it a 7.5.
Okay, a 7.5. Okay, I'll give it a 7. It wasn't boring. It wasn't that interesting,
Yeah.
but it is what it is.
Right.
Yeah, but I think it moved the story on a little bit. We definitely had conversations
I
to
agree.
talk about in the group, so it wasn't too boring. Okay, let's get into our little conversation of the week. We try to before we get into the episode, we gives a couple of people, a little time to get in. We were going to talk about today the Christian Keys scandal that's kind of got a lot of buzz around it. You want to tell what happened? Because I didn't watch his video, but I remember him talking about it a couple of years ago. This isn't the first time he mentioned this, by the way.
Oh, see, I did not know that.
Yeah, when the Me Too movement was first like really, really hot, of course, the Me Too movement was surrounded around women. It was originally supposed to be for Black women, by the way. It was like Me Too, I have been harassed too. It was about Black women, but of course, it was hijacked. But that's neither here nor there. There were a couple of men that came out. That's the truth. A couple of men did come out and say that they had also been sexually harassed. Terry Crews was one,
Okay, I do remember Terry.
and Christian Keys was another.
Yeah, I was gonna say, no, I did not know that. This was my first time hearing about it.
He
Now,
never
I did.
Yeah, he never said a name. But go ahead and tell us what he was
So
saying.
I did not watch the entire live either.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't watch the entire live either. I just seen, the stuff. Excuse me. I just seen the stuff that was on the Shade Room Neighborhood Talk, and I've kind of been on I've looked on his Twitter page and stuff like that. So I didn't watch everything, but he is accusing 2 Black billionaires.
Oh, it's 2?
Yes, it's 2. From what I've been one me
Did
and
he
one of
say
my
billionaire with a B or millionaires with an M?
B.
Oh, wow.
That's
It
what
ain't
me
nothing
and
but a handful of Black billionaires.
right. So I'm just praying for the sake of everything that he ain't talking about Tyler Perry.
Well, that's what the buzz is in the groups, especially on Facebook and on Twitter, or X, whatever it's called. That's what they've been saying. People have been, but I have a hard time believing that because not only does he currently work with Tyler Perry,
That's what I
he's
said.
also like VP or he has some kind of title.
He created all the Queen's Men, and Tyler Perry is an executive producer.
Got you. So,
but it's just crazy though. He said he only had like $3,000 to his name, and I just find that so crazy.
He said what?
He only got $3,000 to his name, and I just find that so crazy.
He owes $3,000.
No, he only have.
Who?
Christian Keys.
Why?
And I just find that so crazy.
Don't he get paid per episode or something?
I would have thought the same thing. I'm gonna have to go and watch that live because the stuff that I've been seeing on the internet and the comments and all that, it's crazy and hard to believe that that's like $3,000, and we on season 3 of this damn TV show.
Oh wow, I didn't. I don't watch it. I tried to watch the first episode. I wasn't feeling Eva's overacting. It was weird to me. I
Girl, I
couldn't get
almost
into
spit
it.
my drink out.
She's this hardness. It's so weird. Like it doesn't
I
like
just can't
even
get it.
Eva the Diva when I was watching her in real time on um what was it?
Top
America's
model.
Next Top Model.
Yeah.
And I know the acting, you're a different character. It doesn't feel when I find myself laughing.
It don't feel authentic. Like
Yeah, I find myself laughing.
it's not like because Tyler Perry shows are very theatrical, but like even like going back to like I'll say the haves and the have-nots. Veronica
Mhm.
Harrington, you thought that was that lady for real.
Oh yes. Like
You thought
yeah,
that
like
lady was
yeah,
Veronica in real
yeah.
life.
And
Like
it could be that I've seen Eva in so many reality settings. Because
mhm.
even when she was like, I've seen her in like cameos here and there. I know she was in movies before this, but she, I don't know how to describe it. She's not a bad actress because when she was played Malik's girlfriend on
The game.
yeah, the
Mhm.
game, maybe she was playing a character more like herself. So it
Right.
wasn't that she's terrible. I just don't get this madam from her. That's really it.
Yeah.
And she's so tiny. It just seems like somebody that tiny that's talking crap, you could flick their finger and they fall backwards or something. That may be it as well.
No, I get it. Like I said, I can't with Tyler Perry shows. Ever since he left on, I just can't do it. They're too slow,
Oh,
and I already watched the stories.
yeah, it is slow.
So
Honey, I watch Sisters though. I like Sisters.
yeah, I can't get with sister because baby Karen been pregnant for 3 years. The story,
Hey, wait a
the
minute.
real stories ain't even that slow. The real story's not even that slow now.
Hey, wait a minute. In one episode, they were roasting the mess out of the fact that she was acting like, she was 9 months pregnant trying to get in the car. People was just giggling like somebody was like, I found out I was pregnant, then had my baby and pregnant again, and Karen ain't even showing.
Oh my god, yeah, his show's just too slow to me, and I just feel like if he's gonna make them like the soap operas, just make them 5 days a week, 30 minutes a day, like the real stories.
I got you. I got you.
And I feel like it would be better received that way.
It does move slow because it seemed like you could watch. No, but the killer was we got to get off this. But the killer was what was the name of that one show that he used to have, and everybody lived on the same street.
If loving you is wrong.
Yeah, there was
Now that
one
was my show, honey.
season where it was literally one day when they had kidnapped that one girl. Was it a guy they kidnapped? And the whole episode, the whole season was one day.
The last season that they
Was
had
it was
with
one
their blue
day.
dress
Yeah, like one. So they wore the same thing.
when she killed
Oh,
when
yes.
she killed Randall. Yep.
Like I mean, that was like the craziest
Oh, and
thing ever.
he made me so mad with that show. I'm like, he would end the show when they finally learn how to act.
Yeah, everybody died.
Oh, the
Well,
haves and the
that
have-nots,
was on the
yes.
half and a half nots. Everybody,
And the only person he left alive was Hannah. Girl, we don't even care about Hannah. But anyway,
All right, let's
like I
move
said,
on.
for the sake of, I pray he not talking about Tyler Perry. I really
Yeah,
pray
I
he not.
really hope he don't either. And when I heard about it, all I could think about is the Boondocks episode called "The Pause." Have you ever seen that?
I'm probably sure I have, but it's been so long since I
Oh my
watched the
God.
Boondocks
I don't
child.
know why I remember it, but it was called The Pause. And it was granddad had gotten a part in a play because Mud Duck, I think was her name or something like that, got a boyfriend.
Oh, child.
And you have to go back and watch that episode if you've never seen it. Like I know Tyler Perry was heated when he see that because they claim it was banned for ever being repeated on TV. But I remember watching it in real time with my mouth open. Like, oh, and then the episode that came after was even worse. About yeah. So that season, I think that was season 3 or 4. was like crazy. When I say crazy, like as an adult, you sit up here watching cartoons, but of course it's adult content, but
Right.
it's crazy. The pause and the one that comes after it, I remember on the DVD because I had the DVD. Was well, that's neither here nor there. That was just a really good season. But let's get on to Beverly Hills. On Beverly Hills, it starts. The first segment is Sutton in this doggone store. It looks like she's walking through her store, talking to her. I don't know if this is her assistant or her business partner. I really can't remember, but she's envisioning something.
The setup.
Yeah, the setup for her event that she's going to be throwing. And I think it's a grand reopening or something.
No, it's celebrating 4 years of
Oh
being
yeah,
open.
yeah, yeah. And she opened, which was interesting, right before COVID, and
Yeah,
it's still thriving because so many businesses
yeah.
can't
God went
thrive.
under. Yeah.
Yeah, so her business, her clothes don't look all that great to me, but I know that
I also don't wear
expensive
couture neither.
clothes never look fancy.
Right, exactly. I'm gonna say we also don't wear couture either. So of
Correct.
course,
Couture is
that's.
not. It's not. It doesn't look good to me at all.
I mean, I ain't
Unless
gonna say it doesn't not. It depends, cause I do,
if
cause
it's
I am.
clean, yes. If it's clean, if it's like I don't like all of the, when I think of couture, although I know that this is not realistic, but when I think about couture, I think about a whole bunch of flowers and a whole bunch of this
Uh-huh.
madness in material, and I know that
Yeah.
that's not the case.
Yeah,
But
I would
it's
say
very
it depends. It depends because I am a big fashion person. Like I literally sit up and watch fashion shows just to
oh
watch
yeah,
them. I'm a
no.
huge Naomi Campbell fan, so it just depends. Because like Sherry Hill, I love her designs. Um, Balenciaga, they have some cute haute couture stuff.
No.
Who else? Versace, they hit and miss. They have their hits and they have their misses and stuff like that. So it really, I like Victoria's Secret. I watch their fashion shows. So it really just kind of, really just all depends on, you know, what you like.
Mm-hmm. When I think couture, I think you remember what's the name of that store in the mall? Is it Black House, White House?
I
It's
don't know. I don't think we got
everything
that
in
here
there
in
is black and
Arkansas.
white. It's a real kind of high end store, kind of, and everything in there is black and white, and everything is clean. It is straight up and down.
Okay. Hey,
Yes,
Kyra.
yeah. Okay, let's keep on going. So anyway, anything I didn't really think much of that scene. I don't
Me
know about
neither.
you. Yeah,
Oh, I did like. I think she talked to Crystal in that scene, didn't she?
no.
No,
On the phone, no, no.
that
If she
wasn't that
just,
scene.
mm-mm. I think she talks to Crystal a little bit later
Okay.
because in the middle of that one segment, it goes to Kyle talking to her. It's I don't know if that's
Life coach.
yeah. Is that what he was?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I found it, and it's like I want to feel sorry for Kyle. I really do. I want to feel for her, but every time I try to feel for her, I automatically go back to season 9 when
I
Lisa
did not
Vanderpump.
know that her friend though committed suicide. I don't normally feel sorry for like generally I don't really feel anything for Kyle. She's not. I don't really have a favorite person on Beverly Hills. I just enjoy it. I don't stain for anybody.
Well,
You know
I
what I
feel like
mean?
I do. I
I
feel like
know,
I'm a Sutton and Garcelle
but I
stand.
don't. I did not know she just lost her best friend to suicide.
Yeah,
That could be, and it ain't no could be. There's no way you can have a friend that long and it not mentally
bother you.
bother you, coupled with all of this. And I ain't gonna even include that scandal with her sister, because I mean that's just added stress,
Yeah,
regardless. That's enough to make a person do some switching in life. Because if God forbid, my best friend killed themselves and I had no clue, the way that my mind works, I would be obsessed with trying to figure out why.
yeah.
And if that she said she left no note, no explanation, that would drive me
Kyra
insane.
just said she lost her before they did last year's reunion.
Who?
Kyra, she's in the chat.
Really?
Yeah. This okay. This is my thing. I want to feel
I
bad.
wonder how far, but
It's
usually,
sad. It's sad. Don't get me wrong. It's sad, and I do feel bad for her in a sense of she lost her best friend. That would hurt. It would hurt me if I lost my best friend too.
mhm.
But all I can think about is season 9 when Lisa Vanderpump told them the same thing, and Kyle Dunn basically said,
Was
"Girl,
it her
we going through
brother
stuff
or
too."
it was her
Her
brother?
brother, and
Mhm.
all I can think about is when they told her, "Baby girl, we going through stuff too," and it was just like, "Well, damn."
Yeah.
So it's
I mean,
like
I agree with that. I agree with that.
it's like you want to feel bad for Kyle, but it's like, girl, where was this? Like, girl, no, you want people to have this compassion and all this for you, but you didn't have this for other people. So it's
Yeah,
just like it's just not reach. It's just not connecting for me.
I get that. I mean, that's I don't know what to tell you. That's that's reasonable in thought. I mean, you can't say and do whatever you want, um, and then not expect some kind of, when the situation is turned around, then you're asking. But she doesn't look like she's asking anybody because she's telling this in a personal segment. So it's not like she's telling this to the girl. She may have told them this privately, but she needed to do this to add context to so many changes.
Right.
This is typical behavior of a woman that feels like she's out of control, because watching her on TV, she's literally, it's like she's having a breakdown and she needs something to control. What can you control? I can control what I put in my mouth. And if
Yeah.
that means alcohol, I can decide, because she don't have a job. I can get up and get my body in tip top shape. She's doing things that she can control. It kind of makes sense, and added the stress with these women.
I mean, she be working. She be working. I'll give her that. She works.
But I don't think she has somewhere to get up to at 9 o'clock to go.
Well, yeah,
Does
that
she?
is true.
Because
That's
she
true.
doesn't have her shop anymore. So I'm not saying that she doesn't do anything, but I'm like, when being able to control whether or not you drink and get your body in shape, that is, um, that's something. Like I said, it's something that you can control. It's something that you can do, and generally speaking, nobody's going to stop you. But I think if she had led with this and they had showed this initially, then her behavior would make sense. And then on top of the layers of your best friend dying, the whole world blaming you about your sister, and now there are rumors that my husband is cheating.
Well, yeah.
So I can imagine here this girl is, and I don't know what's up with her. I don't know if they're having, I don't know if this is physical.
Girl.
I don't know. She does treat it like it is. All I know is that it could also be a case of, sometimes when you get a little older, you meet younger people and they are full of life. They doing what they want to do, and you admire that. And a lot of times people do misinterpret that, with women, as falling in love with them, or it being something that's sexual, and it's not. It's almost like, from a man's perspective, when older men start dating younger girls, yes, they can manipulate them. Yes, a whole bunch of, there are sexual
Uh-huh.
advances, but a lot of times they're trying to get their youth.
Back here.
Yeah, they're trying to, and I'm not encouraging that, because they will also suck the youth out of you.
Yeah. True
But
too.
I'm just saying, that's what it reminds me of. She done met somebody that is in control. She's wild. She's not conforming to anything. You know what I mean? There's nothing.
She's famous too. Like she
Yes,
got her own thing going.
yes. So I could see why she would be alluring and it not be sexual. I'm not saying that it is or it's not. I'm just saying I could see that. As a woman of a certain age, I I have sometimes you have friends that you just want to be around. I sure ain't ever wanted to sleep with no woman. I'm like Vivica Fox. Y'all know the line. So that's not an issue, but I understand that concept. Kyle, we're gonna
Right.
let you in a few minutes. Here we can let her in now.
No, yeah, I can say.
Also, wait my turn. Hello.
Hi. No, I was
Hey,
just saying
Kyra.
weird because it's just us today.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, what did you think about the segment? We just talking about segments at a time. What
Yeah.
did you think
Okay.
about the segment where Kyle was sitting with her her coach or whatever?
Um, I think you are right that she could have said something earlier because I said that she lost her friend a couple of months before they shot that reunion last year.
Mm-hmm.
Because you do see Kyle is a bit slimmer also at the reunion, if you remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
I just think
Yeah.
that Kyle likes the. I don't mean to be like sound like rude, but I feel like she likes the attention because it's like she drops crumbs about something going on, but then when someone's trying to actually ask her and let her take control of the narrative,
Yes, I
she
get
acts like
that.
crazy.
I get that. I definitely
You
because
know?
I was thinking the same thing when Garcelle was asking about your marriage. You're saying things like this is not going well. Well, everybody's speculating that this is happening. Clear it up. Like that like when I watch something like this, all I could think is Giselle would have found out these questions. Like nobody's asking her the right questions.
Well,
But
but she did.
also, if
Sorry.
Giselle, also if it was like if Kyle was on like a cast like with Giselle, Kyle would have drugged Giselle through the mud about be attacking her. So
I mean, so everybody,
I mean, she's doing it to
I'm not
Sutton.
saying that she wouldn't
yeah,
have. I'm just
Kyra,
saying,
yeah,
but so what? Because
Yeah.
we still
It,
want to know the answers. We would still be asking these exact questions.
right,
well, because to me, my issue is even though because like Sutton's walking into her I'm on another channel with Demisio, and they call her Big Sut, and the sense of like to me, Sutton still she initially to me still approaches it with this is a TV show, but I'm still having some care. Then Kyle then runs to the end zone of you're an alcoholic. I don't know if it's your
Oh.
leg. I don't, and that's when Sutton goes to the gutter, right? So to me,
Mhm.
it's just like you would you rather it be a Sutton where we're friends, we're on a TV show, so I still have to approach certain things, or would you rather her handle it like Rena would? Because if Rena was here and you weren't, and Kyle was not Rena's friend, Rena
Oh,
would have told it. You would
yes,
be knowing about this head like it wouldn't be a confessional, baby. We would bring the headlines to the dinner and discuss it and all this kind of stuff. Has Mauricio stuck his D in someone else? Like that's what we would be doing right now.
yeah,
Not asking you. I feel like something's going on. We would
yeah,
not be having that kind of conversation.
right.
But
yeah,
it, but it seems like Kyle wants that.
and then another thing, if the roles were reversed, baby, Kyle wouldn't hesitate to have
Oh,
been asking,
anybody, right?
And
yes,
that's why I said in the comments, I'm like, where I feel like from a human standpoint, I can feel for her, but from a this is the character I know of you, I can't feel for you in the sense of like, so LVP was your friend for like 10 plus years. Her brother committed, unliked himself because he was having financial issues and was too embarrassed to come to LVP about it. Her mom passed away. You act like Kyle act like she didn't know who her mom was, and also LVP had took in her two nephews from the UK, was taking care of them, and Kyle let that whole puppygate situation happen while she was going through all of that. And you want me to care? um not care, but make a lot of excuses for now why you're screaming to your other friend that she's an alcoholic because she's asking you something going on with your marriage.
Yeah, I think that's not cool
Yeah.
because I've yet to see a drunk Sutton. I've seen a drunk Kyle. I've seen a drunk Erica. I'm pretty sure we saw a drunk Lisa. I don't think I've seen any other cast. I don't believe drunk.
or at
So to
least like
insinuate,
sloppy.
Yeah.
Anyway,
well, I mean, but if it's not noticeable, why mention it? Although she do got alcoholic looking legs, that was a whole
She does.
conversation.
She has a weird shaped body, but the fact of the matter is, you see older pictures of her, and she's always had that look, and then you
Yeah,
figure out that like she's been a ballerina for most of her life, like that. Her body makes sense. Her body
yeah,
makes sense.
she's always
Um,
been the little skinny little white lady.
yeah, you know, but also it feels so egregious because I'm like Kyle, your family has a history of alcoholism.
hmm
You on this show just now told you've been on this show for how many years and just now told us about how you had an eating disorder and how you were so afraid of passing it on to your daughters. And because someone asked you a question you did not like, this is where we're at.
Right, right. And that's why she was doubling.
Woo!
I'm jumping ahead a little
Joy,
bit.
what?
I'm jumping ahead a little
No,
bit.
I
But
was just saying. No, you're right. Like I'm watching it. I'm not.
Joy
Like I said,
watches it as we review.
I know.
yeah. No. I watched it already, but I am watching it while y'all review it. By the way, they on the scene with Garcelle and her son and his girlfriend. This is her real life. I ain't mad at him. I like the little girlfriend. I think she cute. I hope she on appeal. And this wasn't interesting. That's all I was saying about that. But it was cute. It wasn't boring. It was cute. But I mean, this is what's going on with her. Her kids, her children.
Yeah. Because, just to kind of skip on to the party, because that's really the meat and potatoes. Erica and her mom had a little conversation. She got the little Vegas residency, woohoo, whatever. Congratulations, Erica.
Right. Because look, I'm one of those people. I never did think that Erica had anything to do with his scheme. She may have found out at some point, but it was a found out, probably by a lawyer, and probably not too long before we did. Like he was in serious trouble when she did find out. And I don't think she found out till she personally started getting subpoenaed. And I even believe her when somebody said she had made the comment that the first subpoena, she just handed to him. Because that's exactly what I would have done if my husband was a big time attorney. I wouldn't even look at my own subpoena. I wouldn't know what it probably is anyway. But the second one, I'd be like, what's going on here?
Yeah,
so I don't think
I'm sorry.
She should be able to work is my point.
Yeah, she should be able to work. I don't like the idea that Erica, I feel like, because I was always generally neutral to Erica, because I just
Me too.
She never really gave anyone anything for them to stand for her. And my thing also is I also don't like the fact that her Erica's main persona is a caricature to appeal to gay people, because that's the only way she thought she could become a pop star. But she talked about that in her book, that they had a PR team figure out who she would be most marketable to. So to me, she's
really?
Yes, girl.
Oh, that's
they did a whole marketing team, and she talked about how Tom
I'm just saying, I didn't know that was a thing that you would think, let's pander to a group of people.
Yes.
Well, I guess that's how music is done. Yeah.
Yeah, but that also lets me know that your music is not genuine, because you would just make your music and whoever finds it finds it. And so I just don't like the idea. She talks about in her book how Tom somehow somebody got her a meeting with will.i.am, and the direction he wanted to take her. She's like, no, I need to get it quicker. You have to actually work for it, and not just all of it being pumped money. And so to me, it's just if you watch Erica throughout the years, it's always been, oh, Tom is very loving. Them doing obviously we've seen a few cracks, but what relationship doesn't have its ups and downs, which I know that's nothing crazy. But just to watch her now be he was never
somebody got a dog in the background?
It's my dog. He's acting crazy. Okay. It's my fault. I don't know what he's doing right now. I think someone just came home.
What kind of dog? Yeah,
it's a Pomeranian. So they small and they like to act big.
Is it a miniature one?
No, it's a regular Pomeranian, regular size Pomeranian.
Yeah,
I thought I was tripping. That's all.
No. You're not tripping. It's just, to me, I don't like the idea that she purports herself to be so real, but this season, he was never supportive. He was never this. He was just never that. But there are literally episodes of you crying to him about him being supportive, and you talking about how he's helped make your dreams come true, and him helping you do all your contracts.
I feel like she was meaning by supportive, actually being supportive for real, and not just throwing money. Here,
I was just gonna say that.
I think that's what she
my thing is I don't know what she's crying about, because I feel like you knew what you were getting when you signed up to be this powerful man's trophy wife.
Yeah, that's true too, because he was 62 when she married him. So
so it's just to me, it's just I feel a lot of times when she's speaking, it doesn't comport with what she said before. And every once in a while things slip up. It's just she's just so many different personas, so I don't really know how anyone can attach themselves to her from a fan standpoint.
You don't think well, I guess
she acts just like her mama too. I just wanted to say that as well.
Erica. When I watch Erica and Kyle, I always think Robin and Giselle.
Really?
Because they protect each other.
Okay.
They protect.
Not really, because
that's not this season. She is.
Okay. Wait, Joy. I think it's a sense of for some weird reason, I don't know if Kyle helped keep Erica on the show, because I remember when LVP left and Erica was like, she's that Kyle's the queen of Beverly Hills, and was like, darling, Kyle's not even the queen in her family. Please stop. And the idea that like Kyle knew for a while that apparently Tom was having money issues, but never really said anything.
Yeah,
But then
because Bethany
also,
said Kyle told her at Andy's baby shower.
yeah. But then there's also like
And who
someone was
was
playing the
having
clip.
issues?
That
Remember
Erica
Bethany?
and Tom, Kyle knew about the Tom stuff before it actually came out. She told Bethany at Andy's baby shower that it
Oh, I
was for
do
the
kind
No,
of
happen.
Bethany
remember
told
that.
Kyle.
Yeah.
Remember?
You say what,
Yeah.
Kyra?
It was that Bethany told Kyle because Tom had borrowed money from her fiance who had unfortunately passed.
Yeah.
He was going around borrowing money from different lawyers. And so Bethany came to Kyle and told her, like, this is what's going on. So you're all right, Joy, that there's protection, but then also I just feel like even though I still see somewhat of a friendship between Giselle and Robin, whereas Kyle and Erica, I just feel like this is for the show.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh,
Because
they're not
Kyle was, like
together
I said,
when it ends. I
back
got you.
when
Yeah.
the Tom Gate was going on, even though Sutton got all the heat for it, Kyle was right there asking questions, wanting to
Well,
know stuff.
she wasn't the most loyal in that regard. I do remember that. I thought that Lisa was her ride or die. Lisa would have went to HE hockey sticks with her.
I mean,
It
Exactly.
Kyle
looked
was the
like,
same one who told Erica, I don't think you have any real friends.
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
You know?
Season 10.
yeah.
And that's really when I quit liking Erica, honestly. Season 10 and then season 11 just put the icing on the cake. I will never forgive them for how they treated Denise. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so let's go on to the next scene of relevance. We got a peek into the new girls and Marie's family.
Next.
Well, let me
I'm
just
just
say this.
playing. I'm just
I
playing.
did think that first of all, their house is so neat; it almost looked like a toy house. I don't know if it's clean, and I don't mean clean like soap and water clean. Like the outside looked like a dollhouse. It didn't look real.
Mm.
It
Those are
didn't
those
look
kind of
real.
houses that are in that area. Because even if you look at Kyle's house, it kind of has like from the outside, kind of has like a doll-like appearance.
But I like
Oh,
Kyle's house, though.
Kyle just got a ranch. I actually love ranch houses. I think that is especially big ones because they got big basements.
Yeah.
I don't know what I much prefer. Plus, I've been in a fire before and trapped upstairs, so I don't think I would ever purchase another 2-story. But I like Kyle's house. Is my point, and I like that short look. It kind of Kenya's house is like this, although she has more than one floor. It looks California. It's too many windows for me. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the cleanness that I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know it's like it's sterile. Sterile.
Who?
It doesn't sterile. I was like, that's what I get.
That's it. That's really the word. Yeah. Yeah. That because the outside, it really looks like a toy. I could go
And if
find
I was her, I would never tell
Barbie house.
anybody that my husband said I was an 8.5 in anything ever again.
You know, I would first of all, I'm one of these women that don't believe you should ever ask your husband something like that. It's certain questions you just shouldn't ask. I would, because your next question is who's a 10? That's your next question. If you ask my husband, what you think of me 1 through 10? Who's a 10? Like, it's just, and your feelings are going to be hurt. Unless it's something that he's volunteering that you attend, I would never ask something like that. Especially if you dealing with an honest partner.
Child, it seemed like she was okay with it. It was more so like she was bragging about it to me.
Maybe, but I wouldn't have told anybody.
I wouldn't have told nobody that either.
Take it to my grave.
But I'm like, let's keep it a buck. 8.5 ain't bad.
Yeah.
Well,
That's a pretty attractive woman if you're 8.5. Because again, who is 10? I always ask that because everybody's 10 is different. Back in the day, if it was the 90s, the average black man would have said Halle Berry.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a whole episode of this on Girlfriends where Joan asked Ellis, oh God, I'm old. What was he? And they said Halle Berry was 10. And she was like, okay, if Halle Berry is 10, be honest with me, where am I? and I think he gave her a 7 or something like that. Like I wouldn't. I remember watching that episode. Like I would never ask my husband that.
Yeah.
Because it'd be too many questions. I'm a follow-up girl.
Did she ask him or did he just offer that up? I
I
can't
don't
remember.
know. But I wouldn't want to know that. That would, I mean, it's just kind of like I wouldn't want to know how many women my husband slept with prior to me. And don't you dare ask me. Like it's just certain, ain't none of your business. I'm clean. I don't know. I would never answer that.
I feel like in general, I'm not really with the whole rating situation. And I think the thing that took it to me was just like it wasn't like she was just an 8.5, but like it's like, oh, you were 8.5 in everything, you know. And I was just like, I don't know what that's supposed to mean.
Yes, it's too
Right.
vague. Who's a 10? What have they done for you? Your mama? Like what's the degree over me?
Mm-hmm.
Like
I
I wouldn't
agree.
ask that kind of question.
I
Like
agree.
would you? I mean, on a male's perspective, I'm sure a man wouldn't want to hear from his wife that she'd have been with somebody that's more endowed.
Right.
Like it's just certain things I'm okay with not knowing. I guess that is. And I wouldn't want to know that. I'm okay with that.
Okay, what's next after that?
That's the next scene was her talking to
Crystal.
after no, she's on the phone with her mama right now.
Oh, Erica.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she acts just like her mama. I want to start there.
And they kind of pipe in and out between Kyle talking to that girl.
Oh, okay. And the Kyle took
Let's talk about that.
I don't know why my relationship with Morgan is so different than everybody else, girl, because it's called flirting.
I don't know if it's sexual. Now that I know, I really do have a different perspective. I could be made a fool of. I'm okay. But when I heard about her friend at her age and your friend commits suicide and you don't know why, that will alter you.
It will alter you. To me, I feel like it wouldn't lead me down the road to be queer baiting.
Well, it could be that she's living in her truth for the first time. Like it really could be. It could be a situation where she's trying to suck the youth out of this girl a little bit. It could be a situation where she's just feeling needed because even at this point, Kyle knows because once they were at some point, this gets in the blogs in real time. And she didn't care. That's why I tend to believe that it's not as sexual as we thought.
It doesn't have to be sexual still for it to be gay. Because you can have an emotional relationship and that's still gay.
No, it's called friendship, Demisio.
No, honey, an emotional relationship is two different things than being a friend.
No, I have emotional. To me, my issue is that
that's not sexual. That's the very definition of a friend, babe.
Yeah.
No, honey, no.
Yes.
No. If you're having an emotional relationship with someone,
that's not sexual.
That is still that's still gay.
No, it's not. You're assuming that they're sexually attracted to one another and they're withdrawing. If you're either attracted to one sexually or not, but if you're two people not having sex and you have an emotional bond, that's really a friendship. I don't know.
That's what I'm looking at it like.
Yeah, the true definition of your friend really is your soulmate. Your best friend that been rocking with you forever now, that's your soulmate. Yeah. We tend to think soulmates are sexual, but it's not. It's an emotional connection.
That's true. I guess, like I said, I was looking at it from that, like two people that are attracted to each other and just not doing it. That's all.
That's different.
You know.
Now that is different. I'm just saying.
But
I
that's
don't
how
know.
I look. That's how I feel that it is. If
It
it
could
ain't,
be. It could. I don't know. I'm just trying to give another perspective. I don't know. It just when I heard about her friend, I know that would alter me forever, and not necessarily in a bad way. Just I got to get a grip on life. And when you get a certain age and you realize that you probably have more years behind you than in front of you, and people around you are dying, it does alter you. I don't know how to explain it to you. It alters you. And a lot of people make a lot of decisions. Every last one of us got aunties that we thought was going through some kind of midlife crisis, or uncles. They had changed their whole life around. They've been heavy all their life. Then they started losing weight. Things were happening.
I still think
Can I
it's.
get my perspective?
I
Hold
still
Go
think
ahead.
it's more.
Go ahead.
See,
Oh yeah, Carter, you just gotta jump in with us, girl. You just gotta
I know,
get
that's
Go
all
in.
ahead.
over.
Go ahead.
So to me, at the very least, I think Kyle sees this as a way to get attention. To me, she just has such little sister syndrome that like you are okay. You have this friendship, that's fine. But then to go where remember that music video that came out? They had already shot that music video before people were really speculating that they were together. The
Say
music
that
video,
again. Say it
they
again.
had shot that music video together, where like they are essentially doing everything but kissing.
Oh, okay.
Like
I
Morgan's
got
watching her shower and like watching her work out in a leotard and all this kind of stuff. That was all shot before people were really speculating that they were like an item. And then she acts so surprised that people are questioning if she's with this woman, if she's, trying to find herself. She just acts so appalled that people have these questions. And so to me, it's just always at the least Kyle looking for a new shiny toy that is a way for her to get attention. And then you see her in this
Was
scene with
she
Morgan.
that bad? Because I guess because Kathy was married really young. She left them really young. I did read that. I think they kind of resented that a
Oh,
little
Joy,
bit.
don't get me started on this whole the Richard sisters romance.
I'm
I
trying
think
to understand the concept of why she would be to look at me. She is the baby.
yes.
Kim was she was the most successful. Because when people talk about who's the real star, I always say her sister in any boomer's life, she's the crap.
Well, okay,
Kim,
and let's really break it down because like people always like, oh, Kathy was a Hilton. Screw the Hilton. Kim had married a oil baron.
yeah,
So Kim also had married the most money at a point in time. And
yeah.
when they got a divorce with, I think the mother-in-law kind of got because they were spending a lot of money, and she kind of got in the way of that. But Kim was the star.
That's her oldest daughter's husband, right?
Yes.
Okay, he's
So
the skinny one that's kind of been on the show.
no, that was like her second husband, Monty, who unfortunately passed away from cancer. So it was just like Kim was a child star. Kim married the oil baron, and then Kathy at least got the second biggest fish with the Hiltons. Okay. And then, her kids are marrying Rothschilds, and Paris has become her own certified billionaire and all this kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I
got you.
And like look, and the reason why I say it's always a look at me and why I really don't, to me, I don't think if I do meet Kyle, I feel like I couldn't still like her as a person because I don't know what kind of person goes on TV and like wants to cry about family and family so important to me, but then also this season is now mad at her friends for not trying to get in the middle of the sister argument, and then when they kind of do try to step into it, try to mediate the both of them, right?
You're still mad.
Well, let me try to mediate the both of them, talking about, oh, you didn't stand up to me towards Kathy, but now you're all up in Kathy's face because you're divorcing Mauricio, and Kathy could never stand Mauricio. Kyle is the same woman.
She's had that girl around Kathy Hilton.
Oh, yes, they have matching tattoos.
Yes, I was like,
and that's why I can't get with Kyle.
That on Watch What's Happening Live. I was like, what?
But literally, you're having a fallout with Dorit because you feel like Dorit wasn't standing up for you against Kathy, but you're not in Kathy's face. Kyle was the same one when she was not invited to Nikki's wedding, when she was becoming a Rothschild, I think, in Italy. Kyle was the same one last minute, got her and Farrah a dress to go to the wedding because Mauricio and his kids weren't invited.
Because who?
Mauricio and his children were not invited. But Kyle still made sure to go last minute with her first child.
Oh, yeah, that is true.
So she does give like, look at me, look at me, look at me. But then in the back of her mind,
you're talking about Demicio's children, the one that she had with
Mauricio.
Mauricio.
So wait a minute.
Girl, Mauricio needs to cast me a check.
Okay, wait, Joy. Okay.
They
It
invited
was,
when
I forgot,
parents got married. Let me get this right.
Nikki.
So when parents got married,
No, Nikki.
when Nikki got married, they only invited her oldest child that's not by.
Wait. They were not invited at the last minute, literally like I think 2 days before the wedding. Kyle and Farrah were invited, and they went and left the kids Mauricio on their vacation.
Wow.
And this is the same woman now who's trying to have fights with her friends about us. Not, it just feels like Kyle knows in the back of her mind that she'll never really be the star. So that's why she always finds her way back to Kathy and Kim.
Yeah, because even amongst the girls on the cast, like, girl, you're still a nobody. I mean, what, Halloween, girl, you got a scene running from Michael Myers as a child. Like,
And like, let me know if I'm like off the rails with this, but like, I don't know if I caught it when you got for this episode, but it also really bothers me when Kyle keeps trying to say Sutton's a social climber. Oh, she cares about that kind of stuff because the fact of the matter is, again, Kyle,
Well,
you're
she
the
don't
same
have to
one.
climb. She is the social, right?
exactly. Her and
Dorit.
That's
Erica.
what I'm like. And
That's
I
what's
always
killing
got the
me.
impression that Sutton was all the way at the top. Wherever that is.
Well, and that's the thing though. Sutton, like, I feel like people like talk about her marriage, and I do think they worked up to what they have now. But also, Sutton didn't grow up no slouch. Sutton had horses growing up. Sutton was a debutante. Sutton was a ballet person. Sutton grew up decently well, and honestly, her and her sweetheart, high school middle school sweetheart, did what they did now. But ma'am, when you and Mauricio were living in the slums, Sutton was going to the Met Gala, and you were talking about the social
Exactly. So it's just like, girl, that's what's killing me about her and Erica study trying to say this is just like, child, Sutton don't need Kathy. Sutton don't need Kathy, honey. Y'all need Kathy, if any damn thing. Sutton don't need
I
that
would have
lady.
loved to see a season of all three of them together, and it was good to see what's her name come. What's her sister? Kim. Kim was in this episode.
Yes, as a prop. That's
Yeah.
great.
I'm sure she called her, but I'm like, I would have loved to see all three of them on a season, because, and I only say that because I'm sure it'll be enough drama, but they are really the high class that we're talking about. Because when I look at Erica now, when she shows the back of her place, it makes me think that Erica is doing bad. And I was like, you know how these ain't really the rich like we thought they were. At first it was like old money. Like Lisa Vanderpump really got money. That one lady that was used to be married to the Muslim, yeah, she really had money.
But that's the thing though, nobody on the show really, it's only maybe two Sutton got money because of her husband. Well, I ain't gonna say because I'm not even gonna say because of her husband, because she helped him get to where he at. So that is equally as much of her money as it is his.
Because they started out young.
Garcelle
like 13.
Garcelle is famous. She's an icon in the
right, but she ain't rich. Yeah, I figured that. She don't pretend to be. Is Crystal kind of filthy rich though?
Yeah,
her husband is.
Well off. No, Crystal's well off. Crystal owns a coconut water company. Crystal
by herself is like number one, isn't it? It's number one, isn't it?
And plus, didn't her husband was it the Lion King or
Lion King, Kung Fu Panda, all kinds of things. They're fine.
Yeah. So she's definitely.
It's some money on there. Yes, it's a couple of. Because people talk about that on Potomac that none of them really have money. I said the only one that probably look like they got money now is a NECA. I don't think they don't like. Because
I feel like they just don't want to. Because I feel like it's money on Potomac. Like Karen has money, Candace has money.
I don't think she does. So Karen don't even own a house. That's weird to me. Like they don't even own a home anymore.
Wait, Karen and Ray don't own their home?
No,
they've been renting that house.
Yeah, they're renting. The only one that actually, Karen does live in Potomac though. She's renting though. NECA
Candace owns her house, don't she?
Who?
Candace owns her house, doesn't she?
I mean, she just bought a new house with a mortgage.
Yeah, most of them.
But I'm saying Candace has money though. Like Candace does have money.
I don't think so.
Her mama got money.
I don't even think. I mean, I'm not.
It may not be
like.
It may not be like.
I don't think Candace got long money.
It may not be like
Lisa
Vanderpump. It may not be like Lisa Vanderpump money, but they're wealthy.
I'm not saying that they're not. I'm just saying I don't think the only one that looked like they may really be wealthy is a NECA.
And that was that turnkey house. I know she
But
has money, but like the show of it, she has a G wagon, but her house looks like just a
it
regular.
really, I hear you, but she's in a zip code that's
And so is
literally like
Candace.
one of the who.
And so Potomac's a wealthy zip code, and the zip code that
I
Candace
mean,
is
so is
one.
Giselle. Giselle is in
Yeah,
the
and lives
zip
in
code
Bethesda.
next to
So
it.
I think
So
all of their
I
houses
don't
are
think it's
fine.
and she actually owns. She actually paid cash for her house. How about that? When
Wait,
people be talking about her house, she actually paid cash for it.
it's still ugly.
You can say whatever. It's worth twice as much she paid for it because it was a foreclosed and it was
Wait,
red.
hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. We do need to talk about the
Fine.
event.
Yeah. All right, we can go on there. We done skipped on Potomac. We got nobody to pull us back. All right, go ahead. So yeah, they've started the event. This is Sutton's anniversary, and it
40th
Yeah.
looks like
anniversary.
yeah, and it looks like a whole bunch of people came out, and Kim is one. She rode in the car a little bit with Kyle, and then they headed on in. And go ahead. What y'all want to say about that?
Nothing really. I mean, it was good seeing Kim. It looks like Kim is doing better a
She
little
looked
bit.
good. She
She
looked
does look
good.
good. She's doing better. So that was good to see that Kim is in a much better space, even though she did kind of look all over the place.
She does, but she always looks she awkward. There it
Yeah.
is. She's awkward. And that was the charm. That was the reason why I liked her. That like
Um.
I knew she was rich. I knew she was famous. I wasn't she's above my era, but I knew who she was because I used to watch the Mickey Mouse Club.
Yeah.
So
So, yeah. What else happened? Okay, so everybody arrives at the event. Dorit gets there. Study talking about her fake PTSD, honey.
she
Who?
gonna ride this for how many seasons?
Ugh, girl, it's so annoying. Anne Marie gets there with her fake greeting to Sutton. Hey, Mama Sita. Like, girl, so fake.
Why
Um,
you think she being so loyal? Because she just met Kyle because she brought her on.
Girl, oh, girl, to me, this is. I feel like Anne Marie set herself up for failure. She's allowed Kyle to set herself up for failure. Because the way Tiffany Moon the read her to filth on the internet,
okay,
woo,
okay.
and also just the way that, like, it is so uncomfortable to watch a white woman whisper something to a black woman and then the black woman run with it.
And the
Like,
black woman
Yes,
do what?
she runs with
runs
it.
with it.
Oh, it is. That's why I asked the question. Why do you think? Why you think she
I
doing
don't
it?
know.
Because
Because
Maybe
I'm just
she
like,
thinks Kyle is gonna help her stay on the show. I don't know.
maybe it's possible. Because and sometimes you got to get in where you fit in. I get that, especially the first season. You usually don't want to turn against the person that introduced you to the group, but it happens a lot.
Well, child, she finna
It
crash and
happens.
burn because if she
Yeah,
think
it
Kyle
happens a
going,
lot. And
because
it's
if she
okay for it to happen because I guess this was the biggest thing of the night. It was that there was an argument over Anne Marie, which I think was medically inappropriate,
it
um,
absolutely was.
asking Sutton, saying that she heard that she has this esophagus issue, and medically, what she was saying didn't make sense. And I said this on a previous episode. My mother literally has that condition, like for real. And she's had to have two surgeries, and she thinks she may have to have it again. It's where and, and the reason my mother doesn't like eating out in public, for one, she can't eat and talk. She either has to eat very, very little and at a time, and she can't, that's not social. So
yeah.
she normally just has her things packed up. And the reason why is because once we were at a Red Lobster, and this is when we found out about the condition, this is the beginning, and she choked so bad,
Oh,
and
I'm
she
sorry.
um, projectile vomited across the room. And it was so embarrassing for her. So she doesn't eat in public.
Yeah.
So when I was watching this, I was like, she should explain it a little bit more. That's what I would have done as Sutton, because it's no way she doesn't know. It's because the esophagus has a narrowing. Like the
Yes,
stuff, it only has one function, and that's to, as that lady said,
to move
to
the food down.
remove the food
Um,
from your
I
mouth.
don't think.
And
I
if
think
it
to me, I'm sorry.
narrows, you can't swallow. If it's a narrowing somewhere, so they could go in and open it, or you live with it.
To me, I think the reason why Sutton can't fully explain is because Sutton's really not the first person who brought it up. Kyle's the one saying it's a she doesn't eat and she's like making this like she has this esophagus issue and that's why she doesn't eat. And so Emery is really running with what she's saying and not actually coming to Sutton for Sutton to explain it. Instead she's like, well, there
Exactly.
has to be something wrong with you. And Sutton's like, nothing's wrong with me, like this is just what it is, and like I choose not to have the surgery. Like, so to me, it's like you're not really coming to a place for her to explain. And then the way Sutton's responding, Sutton's like, I'm not explaining it to you because you're not my doctor.
Right.
Oh, let me tell you this.
Yes, that was the best line. That was a
I
read.
lived for
But
Sutton this
it's so
entire episode
weird.
because
All she needed to do was snap her fingers.
literally she was laying right on into Emery, and she laid into Dorit too, and so did Crystal. I lived, honey, because Dorit thought she was gonna go over there and check Crystal, and Crystal was like, "Girl, boring. Shut up."
I'm just like, do you know how crazy it looks that you're here confronting Sutton about gabapentin and alcohol, right? And then Kyle is doing her face thing, oh my God, oh my God. And then it's in the mirror, putting on lipstick, and then it's going to whisper to you, yeah, and the throat thing. And then you start going off about the throat thing? That's wild.
Yeah, she tripping. She tripping.
And I don't like that Kyle is trying to backpedal of like, oh, Sutton, I didn't mean like you have a problem. I just meant that one night. No, Heffa, you are talking like she has a problem. You were trying to call her an alcoholic. But you already been down this road before, so now you're trying to backpedal.
Exactly.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy is Sutton is a lot smarter than we think too, because she catches stuff in real time. Like, you know how sometimes somebody is coming at you and you don't always, like, Sutton has the perfect answers. Like, you just something as simple as something is wrong with you. Most people's response is to try to defend yourself in some type of way instead of say there's nothing wrong. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Most people like it's something wrong with you with your crazy. So we that's what I call. Here's an example of emotional intelligence. Sutton has emotional intelligence because she knows how to turn a conversation. And a lot of people really don't have that because we're so busy on defense.
You're right, because I know if that would have been me,
Never
I was
like
like, girl, ain't nothing wrong with me. Is something wrong with you?
right. Like, right.
She did
That's
do
your
that.
natural. That's why I was saying, like, Sutton, she's smart. I like her. What y'all think about them rings? Them conversation about they kept going back to the rings.
Kyle just
Again,
looked horrible in this entire episode by trying to prove some stupid point. Period.
She wasn't trying to prove anything. She was trying to get attention. Because as Garcelle said in her confessional, like, do you want us to talk about this more? Because like, what was the point of this? And you're like, oh, you're not going to talk about the necklace, Heffa. We are talking about your ring finger and your engagement and wedding band. That's what we are talking about. We are not talking about the necklace you decide to throw on with this outfit. And you know that, but you want us to be talking about you. So that's why you're doing this.
Exactly. And I love how Sutton said in her speech, how she was throwing shade in her speech or whatever. I don't like labels.
Right.
I live for
and she kept doing that. Well, since I'm an alcoholic, like
how many drinks? This is my first drink of the night. Is this okay? Is this okay, Kyle? I lived. And it was the way trying to act like, and I loved how. Oh, I'm sorry. You go, Kyle.
No, and that's why I said I think because Kim was there, I think other people have said this. That's why Kyle was like, "Oh, I didn't mean you have a problem. I just meant that one night." Because
absolutely,
absolutely, and you did this to your sister, and you are turning around and doing this again, talking about, well, what else are you trying to say when you say, I don't know if you had one drink or five, or when you're having conversations with Dorit saying, oh, she pours vodka in her coffee, and vodka makes people angry. What are we? You are not talking about her like being a little loopy at her house and being a little sloshed at her house. You're trying to say she's an alcoholic, and when you got caught on it, you're now trying to backpedal.
Exactly. And I love Crystal because Crystal was like, was I telling everybody? You say what?
You know how much power Sutton took back from her?
Yep.
Like that she could have literally created a narrative. Like that's taking her power back. Sutton, I love Sutton.
This
She
season, yeah, for sure.
just
She's not doing like Sutton has gotten better. Like even last season, Sutton was
well,
kind
I
of
done
sticking
seen her
up
act
for her.
like a brat.
She for say
Yeah.
she was sticking up for herself last year, but Sutton was still kind of, even though she was sticking up for herself last year, she was still kind of retreating a little bit. She's not retreating at all. She's
Yeah,
standing full
exactly.
on in it.
Exactly.
Because
Yeah.
baby, she told Dorit, Crystal told me that Dorit thought she was gonna go over there and confront Crystal. Crystal said, "Did I tell everybody or did I tell Sutton?"
Yeah.
And Dorit tried to flip people words too. That's why
Yeah.
Crystal kept
She
saying,
does that a
"Girl,
lot.
I told Sutton. I didn't tell no everybody. I went and told her what you said." And Dorit just kept going on and on and on. I was so glad. Crystal was like, "Girl, I'm bored." And Garcelle laughing took me out.
Well,
Because
she feels about the
Garcelle
right
was just
talk too.
glad somebody else feel the way she feel.
Yeah. Everybody talk how long-winded Dorit is. She must really be long, like for real, long-winded.
Because Andy didn't damn near fell asleep at the reunions listening to Dorit talk.
Is it the fake accent or what?
Oh
I don't
Jesus.
know. It's just probably because she just go on and on and on. It's just like, girl, we trying to talk about something else now.
What did
Did
Shay
anyone see
know
the
how they
after
was
show?
reading the details of that ring? Sutton and Garcelle, where they was reading the ring that Kyle had.
Oh
It
yes,
was the
yes,
Tiffany
yes,
ring, and they were
yes,
both reading it on their phones. It was
yes. That was hilarious too.
funny.
That was definitely hilarious as well. But yeah, Anne Marie just came in on the wrong team, and I was glad. And then trying to tell Sutton she was being condescending. Ma'am, who are you? The personal care provider of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills?
Mm-hmm.
How is Sutton being condescending because she's shutting you down because she doesn't even know you and you in here questioning her like you're her doctor? And I'm like, Sutton, girl, my doctor said it's okay for me to drink. So, girl, bye. You're nobody. I'm going to listen to my doctor before I listen to a nurse.
Did
Thank
anyone see the after show?
you.
Who
Yeah,
was
I
on
did.
the show?
Okay, so obviously all of them are on the after show. So the 3 points. It is interesting because Dorit and Crystal are paired together.
Me
Garcelle
too.
and
I
Sutton are
said the
paired
same
together.
thing.
Anne Marie's by herself, and then Erica and Kyle are together.
I thought
Dorit is trying.
Anne Marie should have been with Dorit and Crystal should have been by herself.
Crystal was by herself last year.
Oh,
Um,
okay. Yes, she
in
was.
the after show, Dorit is trying to be like, well, Kyle was like trying to say that Sutton had drinking problems. She just like wouldn't spit it out, so I spit it out for her. So Dorit is trying to be like, baby, this was not me, which is I find interesting, especially since Dorit is complaining more and more now about how she feels like Kyle has thrown her aside from working. And then you have Erica, Kyle, and Crystal talking about how when they were in Italy, season 10, I believe, how Sutton was choking on the van. It was off camera. They had gave them sandwiches. That's all they had to eat. And she literally kept choking and spitting up her food. And Crystal's like, she's talked about this before. Like, she talked about it when like no cameras are around, like nothing to gain from it. And we've
Oh,
seen her choke.
so they
Like
really knew this is a real thing.
yes. And Kyle and Erica are sitting there laughing about it and all this stuff. And Crystal's like, no, I've seen her like having to choke and throw up food. Because she like could not keep it down. So I'm just like, Kyle, you are still doing this. Miss Eating Disorder, I warmed up V8s and that's all right. You're still doing this. And also Miss Erica, take a laxative. I'm just like, it doesn't make any sense. Because I'm like, I think to me, I don't like people who move dumb. And so to me, I also don't see Kyle being smart in this because, ma'am, you were the same woman last year who were trying to tell Sutton and Garcelle to shut up because your friend Erica was saying how she was mixing pills and alcohol and hitting her head.
Exactly.
And
That
now
was
all of a
what
sudden
is
this
so
year,
bizarre to me.
yeah, you could care less last year and it was your homegirl. But this year, all of a sudden, no one really, I think Sutton in general has a quirky, eccentric rich white woman persona, regardless. And now all of a sudden you're so worried for her. But Erica, you weren't.
She was just letting loose and having a good time.
God. And we should
My
just let her have this.
girl.
And then also Anne Marie. On the after show, Sutton has a daughter. Sutton's on this show. She's a role model for people. And like she just doesn't eat. She doesn't eat. And she's trying to blame her. She's trying to blame that she has an esophagus issue. But really, she just doesn't eat. And she needs to know that's wrong because we're on this show and she needs to be a role model. I'm just like, you are friends with Kyle, who has her ribs sticking out. And Erica, who looks like her head's about to fall off. If you do not shut up.
Yeah,
Again, you don't even
I
know
stopped
Sutton.
watching them because they don't have the after show for every franchise. which
Yeah,
I
I
think
don't know what's
so
going on with that. But yeah, so Beverly
They
Hills,
had.
and
I
they're
was
saying
gonna
some
say
interesting things.
Atlanta had an after show.
last year they may have last year,
They
but
did.
they Potomac don't have one.
I know. We know. I know why. I feel like I know why, buddy.
Why? Why, Kyra?
I feel like, well, on this channel we have different opinions about the colorism issue in Potomac, but I just feel like most of the time some of the castmates say things that don't play out well in the end for them, and to give them more space to talk about it is not going to bode well, because Carrie messed up last year when she was on her YouTube channel saying, "Oh, I don't believe in the colorism. That's not really a thing," and she got heat for it. And then all of a sudden, she showed up on the reunion understanding things. And so I feel like they are trying to make sure that the cast does not have that much room to talk. That's not on the show or the reunion to like add fuel to the fire.
Yeah, well,
That could be true.
I mean that could be true, but like
And
I
then
wish they
especially
would
because
get
they're
off
not
this.
diverse.
It's the
They're
it's
not
the
diverse.
audience at this point. But I can't think that they trying to do that since they replayed that scene with Candace like that. I mean,
Yeah, but
don't
like,
like Giselle. That's like that comment went against everything that should have ever been on national TV, in my
it
opinion.
was kitchen table talk, but it's something that people have said.
Yeah, I'm gonna say because
It's something that
Ashley
Ashley
them
has said.
was
Ashley has said the same
earlier in the
thing.
seasons,
And that's why
so
I
it
we don't
wasn't
get
as
started on
harsh.
Potomac.
It wasn't as harsh as Candace put
No,
it.
she was. She said you purposely try to look European, you dye your hair blonde to look more white, and you know that you can pass
Yeah,
for
she
white.
did say that.
Ashley told Giselle that on the reunion show, and then Ashley won the Breakfast Club and said the exact same thing.
That is true. Well, yeah, that is true. That is true. When they were
She
going up
said
against
Robin
Katie
and
about
Giselle
the
do their best to look more
biracial
European.
thing. Yeah, when they was going up against
I
Katie
don't know
about the
how
biracial
y'all
thing.
could think that with Candace saying you sitting over there with your white
Looking at
privilege, the proximity to whiteness, or whatever she said, and kept on and on and on about that. That was, to me, that just shouldn't have been on TV. It's one thing to tell somebody that was a hostile situation, and it's almost like
we don't
she's
like Beverly's.
responsible for how she looks. Like, and
I just feel like we can't.
it
I'm not gonna
felt
lamb
like
Candace for that.
it felt like what my grandmother straight up called being color struck. And
Yes,
she's
totally.
saying all of this while she's sitting behind a white man.
That
That's
does
her
not change her
husband.
experience. That does not change her
That's
experience.
like insane to me. That, I mean,
Really not.
and
It's
they
the same way that you have light
aired
skinned
it
people who are
again.
colors who
Like,
marry dark skinned people. Like,
it's
that doesn't
crazy.
change who they are.
That has nothing to do with whether or not it changed who it are. That's
Yes, it
crazy.
is, because you're saying
But
it's crazy
it's
for her to say
like
that because she's
it's
married to a
the
white
same thing
man.
with Giselle. She can't change who she is either.
Yeah, but Giselle has also said the reason why Potomac has been successful because the world had never seen light skinned, light eyed, educated black women.
Girl, she find it. Because
She
she
did.
definitely didn't say that.
She said it
No,
on a
she
podcast
did.
with Carlos
Find it.
Hughes. Yes, she
That's
did. I
something y'all
did.
keep saying over and over and over again. That's just
I
not
have watched.
true.
It
Find
ain't
it.
true. She
Send
said
it
it on
to
a
me.
podcast
It's
when
that
Carlos was
simple.
on their podcast with her. With them.
She absolutely did not say that.
And also, Rob and Giselle were the black police with Katie and Ashley about how, like, oh,
Now
Afro
that
this and all
is
this kind of stuff. So
true.
I just feel like,
That
I don't know
is
when we're moving
true.
the goalposts for when people are supposed to be safeguarding
There was a
blackness and
whole
how people
It
segment
operate
that
in
wasn't.
their
That
privileges.
was
wasn't though.
unnecessary for
While
them
I
to
agree it
even.
wasn't
Giselle was
necessary,
telling
I
Katie,
agree that
oh,
it
you know they
wasn't
don't like you.
necessary. But that's not what that was really about, though. It was
It
like
really was.
Katie, it was very weird for a woman who particularly, I said this out loud, who was who was mixed, whose father was Jewish. I think her mother converted, and obviously didn't go as an adult. Didn't know anything when she went to this Jewish. I don't know if they're called priests or whomever.
Synagogue.
Yeah, no, the man.
Oh,
When she
rabbi.
came by to have her children baptized as Jewish, I don't know if it's called baptism, but some kind of conversion to Judaism.
Mm-hmm.
She had the meeting with the man of cloth. I don't know what their title is. Anyway, she knew nothing. Like, he's asking her simple questions like, have you been to? No. Do you know what? No. They have to do you know what that is? No. Do they know Hebrew? No. So it's just like, it was like, I
But what
would
is
assume
that?
if it was,
But that had absolutely that
But
had
I
nothing
do
to do
understand,
with
like, the
what they
relationship
were.
I guess my point is, you have this Black woman who is trying to place her children
but she
in
calls herself
a
biracial. She didn't call herself Black, but she calls herself biracial.
okay,
Yeah.
okay, whatever.
It-
This woman, because you could call yourself whatever, but it's really how people see you.
You know, it really is how
I
people
could
see you,
say,
but
I
what
could
you call
say,
yourself is how you operate
I
as
could.
well.
It's still how people see you, but
Yes.
that's neither here nor there. You have this woman. It was just weird.
But that
So
had
how does
nothing
that
to
lead to
do with
Giselle telling her
what
why
the
you're wearing an
But
afro and
argument
you know
was
they don't
that's
like
about.
where the
you?
conversations came from. It was
But
because of
again,
that
how does that
and
lead to
having the
me telling you they don't like
conversations
you?
of, well, what's this? You're making this your storyline, which was fine. She had a conversation. I'm putting my children in this, and people are asking questions. She didn't even know anything, so it's like, so what do
But
you
Yeah,
I
do?
so
don't
you
think
talk
that
about her not knowing things. You don't talk about, well, you know they don't like you, and you should with your afro, like the pout, like what? Where does that go? Say,
sporting the
how
Jackson
are you?
5 afro.
Oh, wait a minute before we finish this. Hold up. Are we finished with what's the name?
Yeah, I feel like that was really it. There was,
It was a nice
but
ending. Beverly Hills has been entertaining. Kyle is desperate for attention. It's weird, the relationship with her and Morgan, because if this was a man having a random relationship with a girl who's younger than her oldest child, people would also find it weird, especially when all other Kyle's friends are saying that she is now like throwing them to the side.
Sutton Red and Marie and Dorit and Kyle. She gathers
Fun,
them right
fun
on up
times.
and spit them back out. Crystal calling Dorit boring was everything. And that was pretty much it. I am enjoying Erica so far this season. It's kind of like
PR
it's
is
getting back
working great.
great. And
Worth
it's
every
like,
penny.
it feels like Erica before when she first got on a little bit. And I'm okay
They
with
looked
that.
good though, didn't they? All of
Yeah,
them looked good. I
they
thought all
did.
of
Yeah,
them looked good.
yeah,
They
yeah.
did. But that was really it.
Okay. Well, all right, y'all. I'm gonna end this with here. I'm gonna end it here. Um, any predictions? What do you think is gonna happen between Anne Marie and the girls? Is she
Well,
gonna
looking
fit
at the
in?
trailer, I'm enjoying and I'm glad that Crystal called her a bitch.
Oh,
Can't
she
wait to
called
see.
Anne Marie one.
Yes.
Oh,
She was like, Emery was like, Crystal, you're being so dramatic. And Crystal was like, you're such a bitch. I was like,
oh, okay.
yes, Crystal, get her. And I'm here for whatever Sutton is calling Dorit out about later on. It looks like Sutton had another name on situation because Dorit, she was like, why did you bring it up, Dorit? And Dorit was trying to explain. Sutton was like, why did you bring it up? Why did you bring it up? And Dorit was like, stop saying the same thing over again. Sutton said, well,
Answer.
answer my question
Girl,
then.
I was tickled. We did the episode after Sutton had said, name them. I was sitting waiting for them to say something that was combative so I could say, name them. Name them.
Because
Name them.
Kyle is such a
That's
hypocrite.
funny.
Like Sutton has gave you 3 moments that you
Yes.
can think of versus how many moments that you've had over the past 13 years. Be quiet. And you have definitely went off on a tangent, crying and losing your damn mind over the dumbest stuff
The way
ever.
she growled at Dorit last season.
Over a hat. So it's like, how dare you? How dare you try to talk about Sutton? You had mini meltdown season 10 before they started going after Denise.
Right.
Oh, I love. Have you seen the clip that they were showing on Twitter about her? Like, telling Dorit, F off, Dorit, F off, because they're just asking her, well, your relationship with Teddy's kind of weird, and I feel like it's weird. It's just like, F off, Dorit, how dare you say that? F off, Dorit, and Erica, you don't even have any milk. I'm like, girl, you are Tasmanian devil talking about someone having a meltdown. Sutton has at least 1 or 2 meltdowns a season, and she keeps it moving. Okay, we'll live with it. Kyle, you also have your meltdowns. I don't really think this is that big of a deal. Keep it moving.
Exactly. And it's just like, girl, you followed Sutton and Magic Mike. No one asked you to come anywhere.
Yeah.
You made the situation worse. No one
They
asked you to
did.
come out there.
She was
No one
right about
asked you
that. She
anything.
explained it well too. And when somebody said, I think it was her, she said, well, you could have just went to the bathroom. She was like, I did. You follow me.
Like, you followed me and gave your unsolicited opinion. No one
Yes,
asked you
that is
anything. And
so
then
funny.
you text those girls, making it even bigger. Come
Oh
on, we
yes,
have to
the
go.
text.
we have to go. Son's having a fucking a breakdown. Like no one
Yes,
asked you to do
that's
that.
so funny.
No one
Well,
She
asked
because
you
does.
to
she
do that.
likes to
She
poke.
did
She
act
likes to poke, and
corny
then people
though
act off, and she likes to call them crazy afterwards. She likes to poke at people, and then when they react, oh my god, you're so crazy. You having this spiral. You're acting up. You're just a wild
That's
bad
why
girl.
I'm glad Sutton is clocking her teeth because, like I've said before, and I'll say it again, the only time she ever had Sutton's back was when Sutton was going up against Crystal, and that's because she don't like Crystal even more than she don't like Sutton.
Yeah.
And that's just that, honey.
Crystal shady in confessions though.
She
I
absolutely is,
need
and I'm
her to do
glad.
more. I need her to do more. I'm like, oh, why is she here still? I
Yeah,
mean,
She needs to do more in real time.
yeah.
yeah, I agree.
Because I mean, what she's saying, we actually agree with, but she don't say it in real time. Because when they were talking about calling Sutton an alcoholic, she was right about, come on, you just got clean 20 minutes ago. Like that should have been said to her face. Like, girl, you just
I would
Exactly.
guess her. She said a little something, something. What did she say? She's like, well, I've never really seen her like act, kind of
yeah,
wild
she
or anything like
did
that.
say that,
But
but I'm
she
just
can step up a bit more, as you're saying. Like
yeah,
she,
that's not girl, you know you tripping. Because that's what you
Uh-huh.
need when you're accusing somebody. You know, people were calling Erica an alcoholic or that she was drinking too much. It wasn't because they were making it up or somebody was just saying it to be saying it. Erica was actually drinking in every episode. I personally like drunk Erica. I thought she was a little entertaining, to be honest, until she cussed out Garcelle's son. You
Right.
know, but other than that, I thought she was kind of fun to watch. But obviously, she has a control issue.
yeah.
So, I mean, it wasn't like they
But I
were
guess
making
Crystal
it up.
steps up later
They're
on with
just
her
making this
feud.
up because we've never seen Sutton drunk.
Yeah, I guess she kind of steps up later on with her feud with Anne Marie. So we'll, I guess we'll just have to wait and see how that kind of starts and kicks off. I guess it
They
kicks
went out
off.
the country.
Yeah, they go to
Yeah, they go to
Spain.
Barcelona. No, they go to Barcelona.
Oh, I thought it was Spain.
Girl, they need to.
Spain is the
I
country.
Yeah,
hope,
Barcelona is in
right. I
Spain.
was just gonna say that,
I
Carl. I was
hope
thinking in my head that's so stupid to say.
Tickle me.
it better. Potomac better go out the country this year. They
Don't
just
get me
be
started.
like a
I don't
step.
know what's going on. I do believe, regardless of how I feel about some of the women, I do believe though that the first problem is production, and they are doing something where they are sabotaging the show.
Yeah,
I
because
wonder
then
why though, because they keep thriving. That's what's crazy. Like Potomac, although they don't have a lot of live good numbers, they have real good end of the week numbers. They have nice end of the week numbers.
yeah, I mean Potomac is good though. Like for the most part, like it's
Mm.
okay. It's not horrible. Do I think some of the women could go? Yeah, because it's like they're boring. They're not giving anything, and it's just like when you're not giving anything, it's just like you're just there, and we have to look at the same people
See, you like
consistently give.
drama in the negative kind of way, and I don't. Y'all want people on here to read and entertain y'all like tap dancing. I actually don't like it like that. I
Yeah,
actually like him like the one of the better episodes. Um, and I think that may be why Beverly Hills is successful because it's drama, but it's not over drama. Like their scandals aren't really big time scandals, like because nobody's even exposing the details. Although on Potomac they didn't either, like of affairs and stuff. Nobody
oh
has figured
no.
out any of the details. You know,
I
on
mean, it's not even that I want them to read and do all that. It's just like a few people on Potomac are just literally boring. They don't have any personality. They're not funny. They're not like they're just there. It is I don't know.
I think that's, in my opinion, a really good cast. Ashley has always been fun and bubbly.
No,
That was
Oh, okay, Kara Ashley. I like
she
Chow.
Ashley was like she brings a youthful element to the show. I think they all have their place. I think that Robin is normally the practical one, and I think this season the rap that she's getting is unfair. You move on over to Wendy. I was really hopeful that Wendy would be the emotional intelligence in the room, but she's not. So people who think I hate her, I really don't hate her. I really am very disappointed in her. Candace used to have when she's happy and everybody's good, she's very fun. She's very light. She's actually enjoyable. I don't like it when they so defense that it's
So
not
who puts them on
fun.
defense?
And
That's the issue.
that's what Beverly Hills still has that.
But that's Giselle's fault, really.
It's really not.
It
You
really
just said if they're on defense, and I'm
it's
just like,
really
who puts them
not.
on defense?
It's really
Who puts them
not.
on defense? Who puts them on defense?
If I had a friend in my
Giselle
friend
does
group,
not
the way
put them on defense.
if I had
Giselle
a friend that
is
does
only
what
not getting along with 2 people on this cast. One of the persons Giselle tried to talk to twice and was rejected. I wouldn't be trying to talk to her again.
Who did she try to talk to twice and was rejected?
She asked to talk to.
But that was too soon. That was too soon.
Okay,
she tried to talk to her.
No,
she
I don't know what you're talking
asked
about.
the next day, but she also asked later in the season.
But that still probably was too. But that still probably was too soon.
My point is, when you allow things to fester, it's only gonna get worse.
Wasn't Giselle also the same one who didn't want to hug Wendy when she was trying to make up with her last season and didn't want to talk to her and didn't talk to her that whole season? But we're talking about people not letting things go.
Because you can call me and talk to me. You can't talk about me like a dog on the after show.
When she starts that, I just find that wild.
And then try to hug.
So Giselle starts things. And then everyone else has to come to her to get it resolved.
What does she start?
Joy, end the live, and we can just keep talking.
I'm finna go. All right, y'all. Let's piece it out because we on Potomac. We so passionate about Potomac.
Because Giselle starts most of the drama, and it's just like if I had a friend in my friend group like Giselle, I probably